Hey, I'm Jamie. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install Dashactyl on a VPS. We're going to be using VPS1 from Color Nodes here. Let's log into our newly created VPS. Once we've done this, we can head over to docs.votion.dev. Let's go to the installation page. First, we need to update our packages and upgrade them to make sure everything is up to date. This can take a little while depending on your internet speeds. You might get a message like this. You're going to want to keep the you're going to keep the local version. Now that everything is upgraded and installed, we can now install Git. This will allow us to install the repository from GitHub. Then we need to add the MongoDB keys. This will allow us to download it off of their repository. If you get an error indicating that GNUPG is not installed, then you're just going to run this command here which will install it. Next, we're going to add the repo so you can actually install MongoDB. Let's now update our packages list to make sure everything is up to date. Once that has happened, you can then just run this command here, just run that command here and install MongoDB. Once MongoDB has installed, you can then start it and enable it, which will make it run on startup. Let's just wait for this to finish. Now this is finished, you're going to want to enable and start it. Now we've done that, we're going to log into something called MongoSH. Now we're logged in, we're going to want to use the admin DB. There. Now we're using the admin DB, we're going to create our first user. Copy this here, and then paste it into a notepad. We're going to want to put the password here that you want your root user to be. This will be the user that controls everything on your MongoDB. Once you've done that, you can just copy, paste, enter. You've now created your MongoDB first user. Let's go down here. Let's start installing NPM. This can take quite a while depending on your internet speeds. Press yes and just let it run. Finally, now this is installed, let's install Node.js version 16. People are having issues on version 14, so we've switched to 16. Once you've added the repo, then you can just run this command and it will start installing. This can also take quite a while depending on your internet speeds. Now that's done, let's edit the MongoDB config. This is where we're going to enable authentication, and we're also going to allow your MongoDB server to be available outside of the VPS's network. Let's change this to 0.0.0.0. Scroll down here to security. Let's uncomment that, put 2 spaces and write authorization, and then put enabled. Then you can go ahead and save this file. Once you've done that, you can now go down here. First you have to restart your MongoDB server. So do systemctl restart MongoD. Now we've restarted that, we can check all our versions. They're all up to date. Now let's clone Dashactyl v2. Clone it. Now let's enter it and install all the packages. This can take a little while depending on your internet speeds. Now let's build the front end. This can also take quite a while as it is building all the files necessary for your front end of your Dashactyl. As you can see here, it is now building. Once it has done that, we're going to go and move our webconfig example file to our normal webconfig file. Let's do that now. Let's set the port to 3000, SSL to false, secret can just be whatever, production can be environment, debug can be false, dashboard URL has to be https:// dashaktyltest.jngcoding.com. So that has to be whatever your dashboard URL will be, and it has to include this HTTPS, as that will be used for cause. If that is not right, your dashboard will not work correctly. Next, this has to be MongoDB:// the IP address of your machine. Let me get that up now of mine. Now I have the IP address here. Just go, sorry, that's not right. You need to do root, which is our user recreated, and then the password, Dashactyl v2, at the IP address 20, I'm going to have to check this, MongoDB port, it's 27017. There. and the database can just be left as Dashactyl v2. Let's save this. Next, what we're going to do is open a new MongoDB Compass window. What this will do is allow us to actually create the database that we need. Let's copy this string here. Save it, yeah, why not? Open this new one, just paste your string there and click connect. Once you've connected, let's create the database. Dashactyl v2, and then you have to create a collection, so let's just create the sessions collection. Now we've done that. Now we can just simply write node dot, it creates all the things we need, and there you go. Now what you'll need to do is you'll need to go and create now your Nginx config. Let's go to configuration here. We've already done this, so we don't need to. Let's now install Certbot, all the things that we'll need to install. Let's first install Nginx, which will be our web manager. This can take a little while depending on your internet speed. Once we've done that, let's install Certbot. Once we've done that, we can also install Python 3 Certbot Nginx, which is a module. Now we've done that, let's start Nginx. Now we can create our certificate. You have to make sure that your domain is pointing to your VPS's IP address, and the little orange cloud on Cloudflare is turned off. You also must make sure that your SSL is set to full on Cloudflare, not flexible. Otherwise Dashactyl will just not work. Let's set up our SSL certificate now. Dashactyl test.jmgcoding.com. It's going to ask us a few questions. Just input an email that's valid so it can tell you when your certificate is about to run out. Then you have to agree and click yes. Once you've done that, it will start making your certificate. As you can see, our certificate has just been created. Once we've done that, we can go down here. What we're going to do instead is we're going to go sites enabled. It's just quicker. You can go to sites available, and like on the docs, and follow that, but we're just going to go to sites enabled. Once we've done this, we're going to copy and paste this config here. I've just realized that configuration was not up to date, so I've just updated it now. So now we can nano our configuration file. Let's paste this in. Let's go through what we need to do here. So first we need to replace our domain. This will be Dashactyl test.jmgcoding.com for me. Let's also replace this domain here. Dashactyl test.jmgcoding.com. This is now for SSL. We need to make sure we do this because otherwise SSL won't work properly. This is the certificate that we just created. Now once we've done this, we need to, over here, edit our port to be the number that we set in our web config file. We're just going to set that to 3000 and get rid of that slash at the end if you want to, or you can keep it. It doesn't really matter. Let's then save the file. Now we've done this. Normally down here you would have to copy it over to the enabled folder, but of course we've already created it in our enabled folder. Let's go back to our Dashactyl file. Now we can install PM2, which will keep our application online. Once we've done this, we're going to start Dashactyl. Now let's go to our domain. Stupidly, I accidentally copied our MongoDB URI to there. Make sure you don't do that. Now, let's actually start our index.js file. Let's restart it, and now it should work perfectly fine. Just remember first to restart your Nginx. I forgot to do that. There we go. Now we've restarted Nginx. If we refresh, there is your Dashactyl. Just fill out everything and you should be good to go. Thank you for watching this video. Any questions, please do ask in the Discord. It will be linked in the description as long as the Color Nodes website where you can purchase one of these VPSs. Thank you.